There's no composition in this news that gives them credit.
Indeed, they're disproportioned. My letters say 107 galleys.
And mine 140.
And mine 200. But though they jump not on just account, as in these cases where the aim reports tis oft is different, yet do they all confirm a Turkish fleet and bearing up to Cyprus?
Nay, it is impossible enough to judgment. I do not secure me in the error, but the main article I do approve in fearful sense.
What ho, what ho, what ho?
A messenger from the galley.
Now what's the business?
The Turkish preparation makes for roads, so as I bid report here to the state by Signor Angelo.
How say you by this change?
This cannot be, by no say of reason. 'Tis a pageant to keep us in false gaze, so that we may consider the importance of Cyprus to the Turk, and ourselves but understand that as it more concerns the Turks than Cyprus, that he may in more facile question bear it, but altogether lacks the abilities roses cloaked in. If we make thought of this, we must not think the Turk so unskilful to leave that latest which concerns him first, neglecting an attempt of ease and gain to wake and range of danger profitless.
Nay, in all confidence he is not for us.
Here is more news.
The Ottomans, reverend and gracious, steering with due course to the Isle of Rhodes, have there enjoined them with an after fleet?
So I thought. How many as you guess?
Of 30 sail, and now they do roost in their backward course, bearing with frank appearance, for purpose towards Cyprus. Signor Montano, your trusty and most valiant servitor, with his free duty, recommends you thus, and prays you to believe him.
'Tis certain then for Cyprus. Marcus Lucretius, is he not in town?
He's in Florence now.
Write from us to him, post, haste, dispatch.
Here comes Brabantio and the valiant Moor.
Valiant Othello, we must straight employ you against the general enemy Ottoman. Oh, Brabantio, I did not see you there. Welcome, gentle senor. We lacked your counsel and your help tonight.
Justly to her, being not deficient, blind, or lame of sense, sans witchcraft could not.
Who are he in that this foul proceeding hath thus beguiled your daughter of herself, and you of her, the bloody book of law? You shall yourself read in the bitter letter. After you, your own sense, ye have thought those our proper son stood in your actions.
So did I yours. Good, your grace, pardon me. Neither my place, nor aught I heard of business, hath raised me from my bed, nor doth the general care take hold on me. For my particular grief is of so floodgate and overbearing nature, that it neglects and swallows other sorrows, and it is still itself.
Why, what's the matter?
My daughter! Oh, my daughter!
Dead?
Ay to me. She is abused, stolen from me, and corrupted by spells and medicine, bought of mountebank. For nature so preposterously to her, being not deficient, blind, or lame of sense, sans witchcraft could not.
Who are he in that this foul proceeding hath thus beguiled your daughter of herself, and you of her, the bloody book of law? You shall yourself read in the bitter letter. After you, your own sense, ye have thought those our proper son stood in your actions.
Humbly I thank your grace. Here is this man, this Moor, whom now it seems your special mandates of state affairs hath hither brought.
We are very sorry for it.
What in your own part can you say to this?
Nothing but this is so.
Most potent graves and revering signors, my very noble and approved good masters, that I obtain away this old man's daughter. It is most true. True, I have married her. The very head in front of my offending hath this extent no more. Rude am I in my speech, and little blessed with the soft phrase of peace. For since these arms of mine had 7 years' pith, till now some of 9 moons wasted, they have used their dearest action in the tented field. Of little of this great world can I speak, more than pertains to feats of royals in battle, and therefore little shall I grace my cause in speaking for myself. Yet by your gracious patience I will around unvarnished tale deliver, of my whole course of love, what drugs, what charms, what conjuration, and what mighty magic. For such proceeding I am charged withal. I won his daughter.
A maiden, never bold, of spirit so still and quiet, that her motions blushed at herself, and she, in spite of nature, of years, of country, credit, everything, to fall in love with what she feared to look on. It is a judgment, maimed and most imperfect, that will confess perfection, so cutter against all rules of nature, and must be driven to find out practices of cunning hell why this would be. I therefore vouch again, that with some mixtures powerful over the blood, or with some dram conjured to this effect, he wrought upon her.
To vouch this is no proof, without more wider and more over test than these thin habits and poor likelihoods of modern seeming to do prefer against him.
But Othello, speak. Did you, by indirect and forced courses, subdue and poison this young maiden's affection, or came it by request and fair question, as soul to soul afforded?
I do beseech you, send for the lady to the Sagittary, and let her speak of me before her father. If you do find me foul in her report, the trust, the office I do hold of you, not only take away, but let your sentence even fall upon my life. Fetch Joseph Rona hither. Ancient condescend, you best know the place. Until she come, as truly as to heaven, I do confess the vices of my blood. So justly to your grave ears I'll present how I did thrive in this fair lady's love, and she is mine. Say it, Othello. Her father loved me, often invited me, still questioned me the story of my life, from year to year, the battles, sieges, fortunes that I have passed. I ran it through, even from my boyish days to the very moment that he bade me tell it, when I spoke of most disastrous chances of moving accidents by flood and field. Fred escapes, I thy imminent deadly breach of being taken by the insolent foe and sold to slavery of my redemption. Thence my portents and my traveller's history, wherein of Antries vast and desert idle, rough quarries, rocks, hills, whose heads touched heaven. It was my hint to speak. Such was my process. The anthropophagi and men whose heads do grow beneath their shoulders. These things to hear would Desdemona seriously incline, but still the house affairs would draw her hence. Whichever as she could with haste dispatch, she'd come again, with a greedy ear, devour my discourse, which I, observing, took one supply an hour and found good means, to draw her from her prayer of earnest heart, that I would all my pilgrimage delight, whereof by Parcel she had something heard, but not intensively. I did consent, and often did beguile her of her tears, when I did speak of some distressful stroke, that my youth suffered. My story being done, she gave me for my pains a world of kisses. She swore on faith, 'twas strange, 'twas passing strange, 'twas pitiful, 'twas wondrous pitiful. She wished she had not heard it, yet she wished that heaven had made her such a man. She thanked me and bade me, if I had a friend that loved her, I should but teach him how to tell my story, and that would woo her. Upon this hint I stooped. She loved me for the dangers I had passed, and I loved her that she did pity them. This is only the witchcraft I have used. Here comes the lady, let her witness it.
I think this tale would win my daughter too. Good Brabantio, take up the mangled matter at the best. Men do their broken weapons rather than use their bare hands. I pray you, speak to her. If she confess that she was half the wooer, destruction on my head. If she my bad blame, light on the man. Come hither, gentle mistress. Do you perceive in all this noble company where most you owe obedience?
My noble father, I do perceive here a divided duty. To you I am bound for life and education. My life and education both do learn me how to respect you. You are the lord of duty. I am hitherto your daughter, but here is my husband, and so much duty as my mother showed to you, preferring you before her father. So much I challenge, that I may profess seasons of more, my lord.
God be with you, I have done. Please at your grace, on to the state affairs. I had rather to adopt a child than get it. Come hither more. I here do give thee. For your sakes, Jewel, I am glad at soul I have no other child. For thy escape would teach me tyranny to hang cloths on them. I have done, my lord.
Let me speak like yourself and lay a sentence, which as grace or step may help these lovers. When remedies are past, the griefs are ended, by seeing the worst which late or hope depended. To mourn a mischief that has passed and gone is the next way to draw new mischief on. What cannot be preserved when fortune takes patience her injury a mockery makes. The robbed that smiles steals something from the thief. He robs himself that spends a bootless grief.
So let the Turk of Cyprus us beguile. We lose it not so long as we can smile. He bears a sentence well that nothing bears but free, comfort which from Thames' soul he hears. But he bears both the sentence and sorrow, that to pay grief must of poor patience borrow. These sentences to sugar or of gall, being strong on both sides, are equivocal. But words are words. I never yet did hear that the bruised heart was pierced through the ears. I humbly beseech you, proceed to the affairs of the state.
The Turk with the most mighty preparation makes for Cyprus. Othello, the fortitude of the place, is best known to you. And though we have there a substitute of most allowed sufficiency, yet opinion, a more sovereign mistress of effects, throws more safer voice on you. You must therefore be content to slubber the gloss of your new fortunes with this more stubborn and boisterous expedition.
The tyrant custom, most grave senators, hath made the flinty and steel couch of war. My thrice-striven bed of down I do agonize. A natural and prompt alacrity I find in hardness, and do undertake. This present wars against the Ottomites, most humbly, therefore, bending to your state. I crave fit disposition for my wife, do reference to place exposition, with such accommodation and the sort as levels with her breeding.
Why at her father's?
I will not have it so.
Nor I.
Nor would I there reside, since my father in impatient thoughts, by being his eye. Most gracious speaks, my unfolding lend your prosperous ear, and let me find a treasure in your voice, to assist my sinfulness.
What would you do, Simona?
That I did love the more to live with him, my downright violence and storm of fortune may trumpet to the world, my heart subdued, even to the very quality of my lord. I saw Othello's visage in his mind, and to his honor and his valiant parts did I my soul and fortune consecrate. So that, dear lords, if I be left behind, a moth of peace, and he go to the war, the rights of why I love him are beareth me, and I a heavy interim shall support. By his dear absence let me go with him.
Let her have your voice. Voucheth me heaven, I therefore beg it not to please the palate of my appetite, nor to my comfly with heat the young effects in me defunct and proper satisfaction, but to be free and bounteous to her mind. And heaven defend your good souls that you think I will your serious and great business scan, when she is with me. No, when light winged toys a feathered cupid steal with wanton dullness my speculative and office instruments, that may disport, corrupt, and taint my business. Let housewives make a skillet of my home, and all indying and base advertisers make head against my estimation.
Be it as you shall privately determine, either for whose stay or going, the affair cries haste, and speed must answer it.
You must away tonight.
With all my heart.
At 9 in the morning here we'll meet again. Othello, leave some officer behind, and he shall our commission bring to you, and such things else of quality and respect as doth import you.
So please your grace, mine ancient, a man he is of honesty and trust, to his conveyance I send my wife. With what else needful your good grace shall I think, to be sent after me.
Let it be so. Good night to everyone, and noble Senor. If virtue no delighted beauty lack, and your son-in-law is far more fair than black.
Adieu, brave Moor, use death the moon well.
Look to her more. If thou hast eyes to see, she has deceived her father and may be.